Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is the KSL Week 72 finals, and oh my lord, Dark and Hero did not sign up for once, and we've got two different finalists. Rogue in the bottom left side has made it to the finals, and on the other side of the bracket, Kua came down that side like a train that could not be stopped. Kua's been looking much better in this matchup recently. After, I feel like, a year and a half of me going, yeah, Kua's TVZ's is worst, can't really beat the top guys. His 8 Raxes, his timing attacks have started looking really quite nice. And I think against Rogue, he can actually match up really well. I think Kua doesn't match up so well against the Scramblers. Dark and Raynor, it's near impossible for him to put those guys down. I actually think... I mean, he always takes maps off Serral as well, because Serral's a bit more, you know, predictable and lets Kua kind of dictate where the match goes. Rogue does sometimes struggle with a well-organized timing attack, and Q is a master of those, so we'll see how it goes. Terran versus Zerg on Ultra Love to start things off. Not sure what map pool KSL's running at the moment. I do hope it's some of the new maps, but I can't quite remember if they've updated it or not. Isn't Rogue a little bit of a loose cannon? Yeah, Zerg versus Terran though, so Rogue kind of likes to do his crazy stuff from a bit later into the game. Normally it's just about little efficient twists on his builds, but he's not. This is the most solid matchup, you know. The ZvT mind games, the Zerg vs Zerg mind games that he's so famous for over the decades. I guess the last decade since he's been at the peak of his game, they're not traditionally as useful in this matchup. Hard to catch your opponent off with a Ravager Ling attack these days. Very low reliability on those. So we'll see how it goes. Reaper heading forward. Drone's going to try to sneak out to take a third. Doesn't want to get that blocked. Does he go Ling speed before third base, though? Yes, he does. It's the standard in Korea right now, especially against Beyond and Kua, two of the guys who are still obsessed with 2-Rax Reaper. But not going to be a 2-Rax Reaper this game. Drone, of course, still out there, ready and waiting, and he's going to go 28 supply third hatchery after Overlord. Oh, we should probably watch the micro here. That drone could have gone down Rogue with some greedy micro here. He built 6 Zerglings. Oh my gosh. Oh, and this is the problem Rogue sometimes has, guys. I mean, Rogue is such an exceptional strategy mastermind, but to build 6 Zerglings is unnecessary, and he loses a drone and a Zergling. The whole point of 6 Zerglings is that, you know, you don't take any losses and get your creep tuber down really easily. On this map with the ramp, you shouldn't need more than 4, but felt like maybe his spawning pool was slightly late. That queen felt like it was a little low. Should have just pulled the drone away and built an extractor with it. Should have just ran his Zerglings behind the hatchery and let the healthy drones tanked for a second for that queen to come out. Trying to spread creep very early. Kua's Reaper, though, so damaged right now. Gonna have to back away, which means Rogue has a free pass on this next spread. Third command center goes down behind it. Second gas on the way. Looks like a Banshee opening. Kua, he spams the Banshee openings. I mean, he does them so commonly. I wonder if this gives Rogue room to be a little greedy. Most players put back on gas with these 3 drones. That's the first lava inject popping out. Rogue doesn't. Rogue just wants the minerals. He's going to take... He definitely loves to push his mineral focus and really try to build that advantage. Still not rallying back onto gas in the main. Maybe the next 3. The second inject has popped. And yeah, so he's a full 30 seconds later than a normal player to put back on gas. Gives him a bit of extra minerals, more queens, more overlords, more drones. I think it's a good way of playing usually. But he's just going to be a little cautious because Cloak's already started. It's going to take, I think, 80 seconds? Yeah, 79 seconds to upgrade. Lair takes 57, so you want to start that lair pretty early so you can have an overseer as the first Banshee flies in. Depends if Rogue expects Banshee or not. He might go double Evo chamber, try to get ahead on the upgrades, in which case he'll have to rely on spores for detection for at least a minute while he waits for the more delayed lair to come in. No second gas just yet for Rogue. Some people do like to squeeze a second gas in a little bit quicker, especially when they take the first one so late, or they put back on it so late. Overlord Sacrifice is going to come in, and will he see the starports too far back? Queens, our forces are under attack. And he sees the starport with the add-on, bubbling away with that upgrade. Spore Crawler goes down, Lair starts up in the main base. And that first Banshee going down the left side. Good creep spread. I feel like Rogue's creep spread's been very impressive recently. It's funny because recently we've seen players not focus on their creep and just double inject all the time. There's been like a defocusing on creep in this matchup. And I haven't actually really asked the pro gamers about why. I really should have. But Rogue is like kind of doing an older style of creep spread. And I'm loving it. I think the creep getting far out is so problematic for a Terran. Like, Kua should be feeling a bit of urgency going, oh gosh, you know, this is already out. If he gets a creep tumor going that way, up out onto these ramps, this creep starts dominating these bridges going out that direction. Like, this can get out of control very fast. Now, bit of a gap in spreading the creep here. Rogue's clearly very busy on his macro right now, taking all of his gases, going for the Baneling Nest with the lair. But you can see now the creep does spread there and there. He doesn't do it. So this is interesting. Rogue's a bit more of a chaotic creep spreader. Interesting to find that out. I thought Rogue was a little more methodical. Yeah, he doesn't spread it all in one cycle. He spreads chaotically. Interesting. So there's some players who will, when they spread creep, they go across the whole line and they spread every tumor so that it's all on like a very set timer, which is the best if the game's very clean. There's not much interaction going on between you and your opponent. Very calm game. Banshees get 3 drones. Not bad for Cure, but nothing too crazy either. But you can see Rogue's just kind of like, I'll just throw some creep tumors down when I remember to. But he doesn't go across the whole line to spread. He just kind of throws it wherever he's looking at. So the initial start was really good, but maybe missing 1 or 2 small creep tumor moments. 8 more drones being built. Wow, Rogue's going super greedy. 8 more drones? Mate. Dude, if he pushes with these first medevacs and tank, come on. Wow, wow, wow. Going up to almost 80 workers. I mean, it's Hellion Banshee and you've had a good start. I guess Rogue just feels that confident. 8 queens, 20 zerglings. He needs to make nothing but lings from here. Baneling speed's on the way. 1-1. He builds a macro hatchery in his main base. I know Lambo's a big fan of the macro hatch down here, so it's easier to stack transfusers on that without running your creep queens all the way back into your main. 5th base in the bottom right. Here comes that push. I don't know if Rogue's going to be ready for this. It feels like he's got good numbers, but at the same time, I just think he needs another little bit of time. Combat shields in 1-1 aren't quite ready yet. And this 4th base is under siege. Quite literally as the siege tank is there. I'd like to see the lings coming down this ramp rather than this one. You can see Rogue's set up for the big engage. He's going for it. Not going to wait for Baneling speed. He's just going for the wraparound. Hellion count and Marine count pretty good for dealing with the Zerglings. Can the Banelings get on top though? Yes, they can. The Queen's helping as well. The tank does go down. The Hellion's all gone. The Marines stand their ground though. This is not a cheap trade. You can see in the units lost tab, 1,000 resources in favor of Cure. He's got 3 more barracks coming in behind. So this is a bit of a different style. He's doing a very aggressive 5 racks opening, but he's also going to an 8 racks all in behind it. Usually, players are much more defensive in building their tank count. But he said, you know what? I want to keep the momentum up. I know that Rogue struggles in high-paced games. I'm going to overwhelm him. I always criticize Cure for not being the best in a high-paced game, but I feel like the more you make Rogue react, sometimes he panics because he loses that top-down perspective. When the game calms down, Rogue is one of like the most cerebral, calm players. But if you just attack him, almost like one of these mindless ladder Terrans that just never stops attacking, no matter how dangerous it is, sometimes the super high IQ Zerg, you can kind of drag him down to your level, you know? You can smooth out his brain, kind of grind down, sand down a few of those ridges on his brain, lower that IQ a little bit, bring him down to your level. Obviously, that would imply Q is low IQ. He's absolutely not. But he does play a pretty simple style in this matchup. Oh no! The wall's down! Massling Bane counterattack is going to be excellent. Baneling's going to the natural and the 3rd at the same time. Q are not spreading them out. Oh, no, 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 no. And that is the 30th loss of... the quickest loss... the 30th. The quickest loss of 30 SCVs I've ever seen. The 30th loss of SCVs. The thirstiest loss of SCVs. Oh no, he's going to get the eBay as well. Dude, if he gets both eBays, that's game ending. He can just give up his base on the other side, transfer his workers. Okay, Rogue takes a fight. Probably doesn't need to. Those tanks are deep. I think you just give this base up. You just killed all of his economy. And you just wait. Rogue fighting when he doesn't need to right now. There's no reason for Rogue to fight. Oh, if he holds, he holds. But this is a very big risk. Rogue attacking at a time that made no sense. And remember what I said about sometimes Rogue, when you attack him, he makes bad decisions. He just sacrificed a lot of army to ruin Q's economy. If he gave this base up, cut off the reinforcements, transferred workers to the bottom right, it's checkmate. But Rogue loses his cool, takes a terrible fight there, and now Cure, even though his economy's gone, he's got an amazing push on the front. He's got ramp control. He's got ramp control, ladies and gentlemen. That tank covers the ramp. Once you have ramp control, this is a terrible position. You cannot fight this front on. Rogue needs to counterattack, but he's taking too long to make that decision. And that is Rogue. This is a thing we see a lot of modern Zergs. too slow to make the decision to counterattack. Finally does make that move, and it's amazing the value he's getting. But look at the position Q has got on the front. It doesn't matter if you make this move if it's too late. I think those tanks are just too far forward. The Queen Hydraling Bane runs in. Great micro. Dude, Q is microing so well. And he cleaned up the counterattack as well. He's down in supply, but it doesn't matter because a Rogue knows that he has been pincered. And that was Rogue. Took position. Could have been a checkmate. But he just got too excited. Those tanks were deep, 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 deep. And he said, I think I can clear this up. I think I can take them out. If he gave this base up, Cure was dead in the long game. There was no way Cure could continue to push to this area, which we knew would be lethal, without getting his reinforcement torn down. And if you cut down, I'll show you guys exactly what you should do at that point. So here's the point. He's killing all the workers. His first engage was really good, hoping that Cure wasn't watching, but Cure was watching, pulls back, perfect timing. Good play by Rogue. At this point, you just grab your army, you A-move up here. You can kill the Banshees because you got Novasaur, you can kill the Marines, and what this does is it forces Cure to rally back to home, group up his units a little bit. By the time he's done that, these units kind of looped around the left, and you bring half your army in from here, or even better if you split a third there, and then the rally and the other third come from here. You sandwich this position, you clean it up, or you do it as he's moving even further forward. The point is, you don't let him keep reinforcing, and you don't fight with a one-directional attack right after you've traded army versus economy. Because remember, 101 of StarCraft, if you trade a lot of army for economy, then it means you're mining thousands more minerals a minute. If you can delay the fight for another minute or two, you're going to have so many more units. Not to mention, you're the one who's got the defender's advantage. You're rallying closer to the fight. Like, this is just classic basics of StarCraft. And with the move that Rogue was making, he should have already been mentally set up for this to be the play. Whenever you commit that much to a counter, you should always be mentally prepared to give up ground, transfer drones to the bottom right, and then you'll be in a great spot. It's an unfortunate mistake here for Rogue in game one. All right, nice setup for Rogue in game one. Not able to seal the deal, but Cure in the bottom left side of the map for Team Liquid now. Going to be going on to Errorholm. So it looks like, yeah, okay, they might still be using the map pool, like kind of the first Pigasaur, I guess, alternate map pool we were using. And I don't think I really rate Errorholm that highly. I think it's just because it's like such a defensible natural ramp. I mean, third base is a little exposed, which is alright. It's not a bad map by any means. I don't know. I think I think the reason I dislike this map is probably because I was playing a lot of Protoss when we were first using it. And I don't like the maps where it's really friendly for a one-gate expand in PvP. So that's probably the main reason why I got turned off this map. Just a little bit of personal experience playing too many macro PvPs on it and going, no, I don't like playing macro PvP. Let it be a coin toss gamble fest. Second barracks going to go down. 2 barracks Reaper for Cure. Add-ons will be on the outside of the wall off, and he'll also have a depot there as well. So super vulnerable wall to getting busted, but it's a tight ramp. Hatch gas pool is good. Yeah, because I think Errorholm, we used Starchild, Errorholm, and obviously Talisman. I really like Talisman, so I'm keeping that in Pigfest map pool and stuff like that as well. But at the moment, we're testing things like Kill Switch. We've got actually a really cool map pool for Pigfest. You guys can remind me to share that with you after. We're only using ley lines from the current map pool, which is one of my favorite maps, ley lines. Just really enjoy it. Feels quite balanced, quite fair, well-rounded. Pretty good for Protoss against Zerg in the end game, but that's okay. I think Zerg has plenty of opportunities to win on that map, you know? Good to see another hatch gas pool out of Rogue. I wonder what maps he'll do his 15 hatchery gasless build on. Probably does that. I mean, he could do it on Ultra Love, right? But he didn't. This map, it feels like the third's just way too spread. So it really depends. I think it would have to be a map with an easier to defend third base, right? With just queens and no link speed. All right, this time it's just going to be 4 zerglings. It's okay to lose a ling or 2 here. It's better than building less drones. Ooh, bad micro for Rogue. Not the best micro, man. He's got ling speed, 3rd hatchery now, 2 more drones building. This is a drone. I didn't realize, okay. All right, you're being a bit of a nuisance. Double inject does go down. Both queens come to the front. Another zergling gets picked off, though. Oh, he went 3 barracks. Whoa, sorry, guys. I didn't even mention that. I didn't even notice it. Third barracks. The Re-Rax Reaper is highly aggressive, but with a fast ling speed, he should be fine. Rogue Why does Rogue not have an Overlord watching the pillar? He sent 2 Overlords across the map. Okay, most players will not send 2 Overlords across the map. Rogue doing an old school Overlord move, which has left his vision open. He didn't see the rotation there and loses another 2 workers. Wow, okay. 2 drones, 3 zerglings. Fair bit of damage going down. Zerglings doing what they can. Massive support from Boss in the chat. I think it's Boss with double Z. Thank you so much. Another 2 drones go down. Guys, this is not looking great. Not looking great. 3 drones in total. Rogue. I mean, he's going to keep his 3rd hatchery alive as long as he gets a good surround on these Reapers now. We know Ling Speed's done. Kua, do you really have faith in your ability to beat this many Zerglings? Well, right now, yes. But as the extra 14 Lings pop out, I think no. Kua is going to back home. He's got reactors building on the outside of his wall. I would love to blow up 4 Banelings in the middle of that, take out 2 reactors, or just surround them even now. With the Zerglings, could be pretty nice. Overlord has not seen the Reapers go home. So the Lings know he's somewhere in this corner. Rogue's like, where is he? He's waiting to see where those Reapers are. Half the Lings there, half the Lings there. And when they show themselves, yes, they could snag a queen, but they're going to get surrounded. F2A move. That's exactly... Oh, beautiful surround. Great setup. Beautiful surround. Good grenades there to make this a little disrupted. But that's going to be that. They're going to get cleaned up, man. And this is the 2nd time today I've cast a Kua match. Was it... Sorry. Was it Kua I cast earlier? It was, right? We had Kua versus Dark. Yeah, it was Kua versus Dark. He did 3RX Reaper as well. I'm trying to remember. I'm like, I've cast so many games today. We cast Kua versus Dark, and it was a similar thing where he stayed too long on the map with the 3RX Reaper. I don't know, man. It's... I guess, basically, he's made the decision. So let me reason this out a bit as Rogue tries to recover his economy now, which he will overtake very quickly, and then try to prepare for the 3 barracks push that comes to follow this up. He's got a bunker, builds a bit of safety. So basically, Kua says, look, sometimes these Zerg players will only build like 12 Zerglings, and then they'll just go back to droning really hard. So if I hang out on the map with the Reapers, and then just dive back in, or at least poke back in, I can punish those guys. And if I get surrounded, it is what it is. At least they overbuilt Zerglings, and those units aren't going to be, you know, they wish they built more drones. It's better than letting them get away with being too risky. I guess if I see another 3RX Reaper from Kua, I would really like to see him pull those Reapers home and just defend with them. I think you've got to randomize this to make it effective, right? Like, in terms of, this is the sort of strategy you can't just play optimal, like, I do this one thing every game. It's because it's not an optimal strategy. It's too aggressive. You're committing so much to the Reapers. You need to keep your opponent guessing. Will you commit? One game you commit with the Reapers. Other game you just run home. Leave them at home, take no chances. And if you mix that up, it makes it very hard for the opponent to pick exactly which way they want to commit. It's going to be Ling Bane. Now, this is kind of wild that Rogue would play Ling Bane here, because you know it's a 3 barracks follow-up. 3 racks Reaper opening always follows up with 3 barracks Marine Medevac tank. Could even sometimes go 5 barracks, no 3rd command center. We'll keep our eyes on the production tab and see. A few Overlords going down. Okay, we're already getting some good value. But it's much easier to defend this with Roach Ravager than it is with Zergling Baneling. How many queens have we got on this map? Only 4. Lots of Zerglings. Could surround. The Lings try to hide themselves, come in at the last second. Marine's going to get a decent trade. There's too many Marines to fit inside the medevac. Kua can just stand and fight. As long as he pulls this last medevac back, he'll be fine. It's a good fight. It's got to be a good fight for him, right? 500, 600 resources in his favor. He would have been way down in the resources lost earlier, because remember, he lost 7 Reapers. Each one's 100. So he lost 700 resources of value before this for, what, 3 drones and a handful of Zerglings? So I'm pretty sure he was behind in the units lost. Now he's ahead 5 or 600. And here come those tanks. Big 2 base push coming, ladies and gentlemen. Baneling speed still 50 seconds away. If he can get a tank siege there, my gosh, that's going to be hard to break. It's 2 siege tanks. Doesn't have them inside a medevac. I'd love to see that medevac boost those tanks into position. Just makes it so much quicker. Otherwise, these tanks kind of waddle forwards. Combat shields finishing. Get those Marines out of the way. These tanks need to get sieged up today. Kua pushing forward. Great tank positioning on the first one at the front. The one behind it maybe not as excellent. It's okay though. He's got a few Marines guarding in the back. Look at this positioning. Rogue comes in with the flank. Maybe a bit too early. There's no Bane speed. Bane speed's still 15 seconds out. The Queen's getting hammered. The Marine tank guarding in the back. The tanks, one of them will survive. And slow Banelings aren't going to cut the mustard. Kua up 2-1 here against Rogue. Just absolutely walloping him. All right, guys. Early extractor trick here for Rogue. Looks like he's going to go for the old 15 hatchery gasless build, I believe. Yes, he is. Very nice. And we've got a... Oh, God. Q is trying to finish this series off quickly. I really feel like, dude, if he just 3-0s Rogue, this is going to be the most disgusting. He's doing it 3 racks, 3 racks. He used this against friggin' Dark as well. Mate, bit too predictable. Same map, opposite spawns. He did this against Dark and got him there as well. Mate, you got to stop using the same build. And Rogue's going to check for it because he's like, well, you do this every game on this map. Of course I'm going to check for it. Apparently Frank Castle is the Punisher. Oh, we were just talking about that. I was like, Frank Castle. Why? Yeah, okay. I never watched the Punisher show. I skipped off Daredevil that season because I stopped liking Daredevil because he was being a whiner. And definitely the Punisher guy from The Walking Dead was making a lot more sense. He's like, these guys are evil, let's kill them. And I was like, yeah, these guys are like cartoonishly evil. I don't like, of course you don't feel bad about killing these. And then, you know, basically the whole season was just like him being like, oh, I need to go talk to the priest again. I feel bad because like I killed a guy that had murdered 6 babies. And you're like, what? Why would you feel bad at that? Your Catholic guilt is just ridiculous at this point. This is a dumb plot point. Anyways, that's just me. I don't mind things being a bit more Taken style and just being like, these guys are cartoonishly bad guy. Kill them all. Anyways, Marine does pop out already. A bit of damage on the SCVs, but notice those SCVs are going to repair each other up. This is a very deep drone pool for Rogue, guys. If you can get the Marine, it might be worth it, but he's given up a fair bit of mining time for this. And what does he really get for it? He didn't delay the barracks. He didn't delay the Marine production. I mean, he damaged the SCVs for a moment, but they were already... I mean, I think this is really good for Cure. Now, the Zerglings are coming Spinecrawler 12 seconds from finishing. 14 seconds from finishing. 2 Marines, bit exposed on the front. It's a good Zergling count, but one of them goes down, 2 go down already. You can move off this Overlord off the pillar a tiny bit if you want to tank it as well, just to distract the Marines, but Zergling drone coming forward. Spinecrawler's going to finish. Zerglings and Spines will fight pretty well. Good pullback. Wait, Cure already pulled so many SCVs. I was not expecting so many SCVs this early, and the Spinecrawler really helping out. Now, you don't want to inject. You want to save that energy for transfuse. When you hit 50 energy, that is going to make your army so much better. The Queen also should be out front. She should be trying to get free attacks in because she's very good at kiting against these little units. You don't want her to take a lot of damage. I am surprised. Third Spine goes down. Rogue trying to go mass Spine. Slow Zerg against this. The Spinecrawler's there. The Zerglings need to engage. Zerglings need to pull back though. Good pullback. Perfect pullback for Rogue. Great pullback timing. SCVs are going to repair each other up. The Marine count continues to grow. It feels like though this Spinecrawler really anchoring this position, and now he's at 50 energy. Transfuse kicks in. I mean, you don't even need to wait. You can just cast that Transfuse right now. Let the heal over time kick in. That's going to put that Spinecrawler up to almost max life. And more SCVs arrive. It's go time, but with the second Spinecrawler up, third one almost directed behind it. And look at the Zergling count. The Zerglings don't move past the Marines, though. A little sloppy on the micro here. Very sloppy from Rogue, I would actually argue. I really think if you're going to do that, because the SCVs can take aggro, then stop attacking, it'll ruin you. That's exactly what Cure did. Great micro for Cure. 3 Spines should shut this down. It should be... He's pulled so many SCVs, he has to keep going. Rogue here, Queen, Zergling coming forward. And every time you go in, these Spines have 7 range. They have such good range. They do so much damage. The Zergling's pulling back. Not a bad move. The Overlord needs to get out of there. Still, he's going to try and send that back towards the pillar, perhaps. And I think the Queen should still be trying to maybe get some hits on these units from the edge. I think a bit of Queen stutter step would be nice for Rogue. Spinecrawler is going to go down. Oh, he pulled back too early. The SCV tries to hit it, but it doesn't kill it. Okay, finally he gets that Spinecrawler. He's going to rotate around. Nice movement for Cure. Cure's down to 6 SCVs plus mules mining behind us. Another Spinecrawler comes forward. Remember, Spines have 2 armor, guys. That's why they're so good against Marines, Zealots, and Zerglings. They are reducing 33% of those Marines' damage per shot, and they have 7 range, 25 damage a shot. These Marines are getting hentai'd. Yeeted to a hentai place, guys. I always think about, what was the movie? Get Out, right? And then, like, you know, the mum hypnotizes him and sends him to the sunken place. I don't know why. I always think, getting sent to a tentacle, it's like you're paralyzed in your body and this Spinecrawler is just yeeting you across the map. And you're like, no, hentai! I don't know. That's just what runs through my head. But I don't think Cure can break this anymore. 3 Spinecrawlers, 5 more drones, and a gas comes in as well. It's such a random reference that does not apply to the situation at all. Just giving you guys some insight into the insanity of casting this much StarCraft. Back to building SCVs? No. Okay. He's just gearing up for one more wave, but Rogue is doing a mixture of building drones, queens, and spines. Should make him immune to anything. He does a double inject, which does mean he's light on transfusers. For now. I just don't think it matters. Because I feel like when you get about 10 Marines, you can kill a spine crawler really easily on their own. That's if there's no supporting units, though. The problem is zerglings are so high damage, you have to stop attacking. So you have to move in range, you have to stutter step in to let all your Marines attack the spine. But that allows the zerglings to engage you. So the way this works is you want to stutter step away from zerglings, but you want to stutter step towards spine crawlers. And this is where you get caught in such a hard position here. And look at that transfuse could go down. Zerglings, once again, surprised Rogue isn't really like surrounding it all with the zerglings, but I think Kua realizes he's done for. Rogue with an excellent hold, buying time for that spine crawler to get up out front, and then just continuing to double down on the spines. Great play for Rogue. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rogue has lost 2 games and then has crushed a proxy barracks. And it's funny because I normally talk about a Rogue as weak to proxy barracks. It's been one of his big weak points historically, is that unlike Dark, he normally can't scramble together a response, but he scouted it early and reacted really well. I think he's usually in trouble if he doesn't scout it early though. And Kua seems to know this because he's like, dude, I've used up 1 life. Let's use up another. Gambling on the proxy barracks work. He's going to go 3 barracks again. And look at this. He's doing it right in front. Right in front. He's doing it right outside Rogue's base. Oh my gosh. And the thing is, this Overlord's going straight across the map. It's not going to see it. Second Overlord is going to go check up north, which is the more standard proxy position. He's doing the proxy. This is what you do at high level, guys. Your opponents go check for all the sneaky places. They don't check on the direct path outside their base. So you hide the barracks literally right outside their natural. Oh my lord. Oh my gosh. Oh me, oh my. Hatch gas pool. If it was a 15 hatchery, 15 spawning pool, Rogue would be in a much better position to defend this. But this time we're going to see if he can scramble. Now the way you defend this, guys, is you need to instantly pull all your drones and surround the Marines, or you need to take a second gas and a roach horn and just give up your natural and play 1 base for a while, because their expansion's really late for the Terran. I guess the last option is just pull a few drones, delay the bunkers, though he could go triple bunker and full wall you. If he goes triple bunker, you get forced to play 1 base roach. But yeah, you could pull a few drones, delay potentially if he doesn't wall off, and then pull back, and then pull more drones at the same time as your zerglings and go for the big surround. But I feel like if Kua... Does he go triple? I don't think he goes triple bunker, does he? No, he's... Oh, Overlord's there. Rogue, he hasn't seen it yet. He's about to see it. He's about to see it. He sees it. He sees it. Okay, bunker goes up. It's not the triple bunker wall off. Kua here just going for the 3 barracks. Immediately gives up. Rogue doesn't want none of it. I don't want none unless you got Ravagers, hun, says Rogue. And when I say you, I mean unless I've got Ravagers. My Zerg Anaconda, my Zerg Hentai Call will not be able to get up in time in this particular scenario. The Spine Crawlers, SCV scouts the double gas. Might be worth poking into that main potentially. Is he going to try to trap these Zerglings as they pop? He doesn't want to let the Queen pop out, which is fair enough. These Marines should move down here. I don't think you want to let a Queen pop out here. Why is Rogue fighting with Zerglings? He really wants to let that Queen get out. Okay. Brave. Okay. Oh, it was an escort mission. Wow. No Queen. No last left behind. I admire it. Kind of admire it, guys. He's going to try and build a roach on the low ground as well. Could spread a creep from up here as well. Not bad, not bad. 13 on minerals, 6 on gas. Where's that command center, guys? Where's the command center? Why has he got so many depots? He's building another depot. He's building Tech Lab out front. Whoa, ladies and gentlemen! Scarlet against Beyond on Babylon. Do you guys remember this game? Scarlet against Beyond on Babylon. 2023. Atlanta, maybe? One of these tournaments. It was one of these tournaments. Crazy series. Where, yeah, this is the same thing. Where if the Terran then goes Concussive Marauders and just keeps committing to 1 base... You have a 1 base Ravager Ling against a 1 base 3 barracks bio outside your base. This gets absolutely ridiculous. Oh, wow. So Q has said, I don't want to go home because it gets really awkward retaking my expansion afterwards. But if I just get enough bio to overwhelm you, this could be really nice. Okay. SCVs can repair through 3 Ravagers. They can't repair more than that. If you can tag these, you got to put the Marauder in front, Q. If you tag a Ravager, it'll struggle to get away. You can't tag it, though. Gonna be interesting. Extra depots going down. We go Stim? I feel like Stim's a must. He's gonna do it. All right, 3 barracks Stim. No reactors. Reactors are for losers. Oh, he tags one. He tags one, but doesn't get the Marines in range. He's going to run up the ramp. The Mad Dog. Oh my gosh. Q are running up the ramp. That was crazy. All right, Rogue getting a few hits off here. Rogue's down 5 workers, remember, so being stuck on this position for this long doesn't feel good. He's pulled off one of his gases because he's swapping into mostly Zerglings, but he loses one. He loses a Ravager. The ramp being used against him. Look at how big just the area is that these Ravagers take up. And he really needs to get to enough Ravagers to one-shot. I think he should keep making... He should definitely spread these workers across both gases to be a bit more efficient, but Rogue right now under pressure. He's got a Queen on the high ground as well. Look at the arc. I like the way Q is spreading his units. Q is really like, hey, dude, have fun coming to this. And he's going to go factory behind it. And remember, he can always lift his command center, especially if Q overmines gas. He can like have 600, 700 gas back, lift his command center, mine from his natural. Zerg stuck on one base. Wow. I wonder if it's worth teching up here as Rogue. Part of me thinks like, hey, if you go Carapace and stuff, that could be good. Oh, he misses the Bile. Well, Marines go down. Nicely done. That Creep Tumor in the low ground will fall. Roach Ravager tries to micro back and forth a bit. Another Marine goes down. Rogue getting some value. Obviously so far. Still 500 resources units lost. Oh my gosh. I love the way Q is spreading. Units naturally going to come in a bit of an arc. I like these Creep Tumors on the sides though. Giving the creep advantage. He's also got the Queen ready to transfuse from the high ground. He's got a lot of Zerglings ready. Don't want to fight into this big arc of units, especially not with Stim Marines available. Q up. Remember, Q's reaction speed not as quick as some players. Building Tech Lab behind us. I think he's going Siege Tank next. Got double medevac on the way, and yeah, he's going to go Siege Tank. Dude, that's so sick. If he even got a Viking, he could kill so much. Oh, he's going to go for the boss. Rogue's going to go for it. He does bile down the bunker. Takes down a bunch of these units. The Ling's trying to wrap around. Q trying to step away. Dude. This is a close fight, but I think that's a good fight for Rogue. If he can get rid of the barracks, that'd be huge. If he can go take out these add-ons. Look, a reactor's about to finish. GG reactor. If you can get rid of the tech lab as well, that'd be massive. But you gotta be careful because if he catches these Ravagers, things could go very badly for you. Oh, he gets a tech lab and a reactor. If you can bait a stim, that's the big dream. Notice how Q doesn't want to stim right now because his medevacs aren't here. Oh, this was perfect timing for Rogue to fight. He's got his expansion coming up now. Dude! I can't believe this. He's actually done sick damage. And now look at this. The medevacs are flying around. The 3 barracks are the only things that are going to do damage other than the siege tank. Siege tank should be able to defend, though. Rogue wants to counterattack and kill him. Q is going to cut off the reinforcement, reclaim his production. Wait, what? You need to build roaches right now as Rogue. Rogue's trying to just build Zergs. There's still a big pack of Stim Bio. There's a siege tank out as well. What is happening right now, guys? What is happening in this game? Dude, Rogue's rallying to his death. Does rally a lot of Zerglings down. He takes out the depot. He could push in and kill everything, but it'll cost him a lot of Ravages. He doesn't want to risk that. So he forces the SCVs off the line. He's trying to go 3 base behind it. I think going to 3 base is fine. I think realizing Terran's on 1 base, you can chill here. But, okay, 3 queens in the main. Where's his bio? Where's his Lings and Ravagers? They're not there. Medevac takes good damage, though. Pushes Kua back. That's very lucky he didn't lose his queens there. I think if those units just a little bit quicker to stim on those queens and the Medevac is all that pulled back, he could have actually killed them. Ravagers, realizing all your production's in the air. This is so good for me. 4 Marines up top going to go for this hatchery, see if he can get a cancel. These guys are going to come in here as well. And like we said, the unload, the mobility. Rogue hanging in the middle of the map for so long, gets punished now, loses a queen. And dude, these Lings, quite a few of those go down. Ravager Ling is up here, though. Should be able to clean up those Marines. Lings will get a good angle on those. Biles coming across the front lines. Does land some Biles on the Marauders. Nicely done. And that's going to be a pickup for Kua and a wise choice to get out of there. Oh, okay, so Kua started his command center 7.5 minutes into this game. He started to expand. He is going to be mined out on 1 base. And you can just transfer to your natural, your third. If you can squeeze out a few rounds of drones, you're so good as Rogue. But Rogue is, for some reason, still making Ravager Zergling here. I feel like he could be so far ahead right now. But I guess the pressure, he's just afraid because he knows the moment he doesn't have enough units to deal with this, he just gets out-positioned and wrecked by biodrops. But he's making so much Ravager Ling against a 1-base Terran. 3rd command center going down on location. Q has got nothing but tanks and libs defending. 2 barracks are landing, no add-ons. It's so weird to me because I feel like most players would say, hey, wait a second, you don't have any production, you can't be aggressive, let's just drone to 60 workers. Yeah, Rogue has said, you don't have any production, let's go effing kill you. But he's so distracted by the medevacs, it feels kind of slow to get across here. Like, he's going to move out soon, If he can force this to pick up one more time and then group and then immediately go to the front, that could be amazing. Rogue, he's not on A move. Rogue, it's on move command for a second there. He attacks in the front. Wow, crazy move for him to attack in the front. Looks like the tanks just unsieged as he came in. And the Ravagers, one of them did go down. Command Center gets cancelled. He's going to try and attack the front, but it looks like he's lost all of his Ravagers here. Did that Bioforce kill like 4 Ravagers? He might have. The tank's on the high ground. Watch out for the Biles, though. Biles do take out a lib, but a bunch of Ravagers go down. Rogue here playing this crazy all-in right now. He finally starts to drone up. Only now. Only now. You'd think a 1-base Terran 10 minutes into the game would be dead in the ground, but the 3-base Zerg is so panicked he's not droning. What an insane series this has been. An absolutely ridiculous game. Not the sort of game you see every day. It's messy, it's wild. Medevac almost goes down. That drone. Build a spore. No, don't run through the lib zone. Oh no, the drones are all getting wrecked. That lib's doing good damage. He's still on the front. Rogue is still clutching this game too tight. I think if he just pulls home and drones, he's still okay here. Just because of the lack of barracks production. But every second that goes by, third command center is getting rebuilt. Natural did survive. And the drone count is so slow to come in. Okay, Ravager shots are good. Gets a siege tank. Doesn't even lose a Ravager. Just lost a Zergling. 1 Ravager deep in the red. He's got only 2 queens, and these Liberators are kind of ruining him right now. Feels like denying the natural is really good for Rogue. It'd be a lot better if he had more than 22 workers. Uh-oh, he's got to be careful, though. Oh, he's going to try and bile the command center rather than the SCVs. Gets 3 SCVs, but he's losing more drones. Biodrop comes in. He needs to come home. Lings should be able to defend this. Marauders ain't too good against that. 1 medevac does go down. Rogue refusing to give up his forward position. He realizes the longer he denies mining there, the more screwed his opponent is. And finally, the Liberator with 6 kills, a few of which are lava. I think 2 or 3 lava, 2 or 3 drones in total. 5 drones have died to 9 SCVs this game. 35 workers against 27. But with 3 command centers up now, I think this is actually playable. Are we going to reset to a macro game? 3rd orbital there. This one can upgrade to an orbital in a moment as well. Kua continuing to siege with libs. I think the queens can deal with that. As long as he transfuses, should be fine. And yeah, 2 more drones go down, but the Liberator does finally fall. Triple Marauder drop going to the high ground. Overlord's speed is on the way. This tells me that Rogue wants to do an all-in, but he doesn't have a lair. I think he's already thinking about doing like a Queen Walk all-in or something. I don't know. Overlord speed seems kind of wild at this stage. Big investment. Trying to bile to stop the common medevac pickup route. Ravager does go down. Very well played by Kua to just stay active with 3 Marauders and a medevac. And he's back to 3 barracks, ladies and gentlemen. He lost 1 barracks. He rebuilt 1 at home, flew 2 of them home. He's back to 2 reactors and a tech lab. He's got stim. He's got shields. Double engineering bay in the back. Triple orbital dropping mules. He desperately needs to float this out to a 3rd because his main's completely mined out. But that's going to be absolutely playable. And it looks like Rogue once again wants to go for, like I said, a big all-in. He's made Overlord speed. And he's going to go scout with that. But he doesn't have lair. He can't drop creep or anything like that. And it feels like he really just wants to kill him. But there's like mass siege tank defending. Like Rogue needs to just hold the drone key down, take a 4th, and take advantage of this economic situation he's had. But Rogue he's yeah, it's like he just keeps wanting to kill Kua. He keeps thinking there's an opportunity there that it's not. And he builds a ton of Ravagerling. And now he goes back to double Evo and he's going to start droning when he gets on supply blocked here. So it feels like Kua's getting back into a game that he really should have struggled to after getting broken on the front. I think the moment those Ravagers broke those bunkers, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was awful for Kua. Despite that, Kua is dead even in supply. He's up in workers. Rogue is incredibly slow to drone in this game. He's going for a Ling counter-attack. Oh my gosh. How many tanks can he get? He gets 1, 2. No, only 1 tank. And a handful of Marines for about 50 Zerglings. And Rogue just taps. What's he doing? Oh no. I mean, great play for Kua. I'm Critical Pig has to come out here. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how Rogue played this series, guys. I guess just not Rogue's best day on this day. Chat saying, my guy didn't get any sleep last night or something. Maybe. This is wild, though. The biggest coup de grace was sniping the atoms on the racks after the bust of the bunker. I don't actually know what coup de grace means. Is that like giving your opponent a bit of amnesty? That's what I thought it would have meant. Oh, the killing blow? The coup de grace is the killing blow. Ah, it's when you kill a bull as a matador. Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what it means. Grace equals gra in pronunciation. The coup de grace. Oh, right! I've never seen that spelt before. I've just heard the coup de grace. Okay. I didn't know it was spelled grace. That's crazy. I've only heard people say that. I've never read it, or if I have, I thought it was a different thing. Oh, that's hilarious. That's like, do you guys remember as a kid, or I think for me, I was probably like a teenager or even a young adult, the first time you realized that rendezvous and rendezvous are not the same word? That was wild to me. I like lost my mind. The first time I found it, I was like, yeah, how do you even spell rendezvous anyway? And someone's like, oh, it's this, and I'm like, oh, rendezvous and rendezvous are the same thing? And I was like, I'm smart, guys. All right, guys. So check this out, guys. So we've got Ravager Ling. He breaks the natural, comes out. I mean, this is a game-winning position. Cure is so screwed at this point. And I just think all you need to do is deny the barracks and play safe. You don't need to go kill him. But his Overlord saw there was nothing at home, and Rogue gets excited here and thinks, I can win this game right now. I do think he should have chased the bio down a little bit harder here since he's chasing with Zerglings, but he's also, like, splitting his army up. Like, he could have killed a bunch more Marines here, right? He should have been shift-clicking on those. But then I'm like, okay, at this point, well, you know you can't actually go kill him because he's got medevacs. Like, at this point, as Rogue, you're just like, okay, make the barracks lift, maybe bile 1 or 2 down. Half of my rally and my queens should be defending, take a third and just drone up. And it felt like he just never made that decision from here. So I think Rogue just got a bit tense in this series. Great play for Cure to like save those units with the medevacs and then scramble to a defense with like tanks and stuff. Well played, but you got to realize just how screwed Terran is, guys. If they've built 3 barracks and committed, and you've denied his production and he's stuck on 1 base. Like, he's just dead. Rogue sees all of this. He knows there's no expansion. He knows you've got no production. You can just hold the drone K down for 3 minutes here, and there's nothing he can do about it. So I think a big missed opportunity for Rogue. Could have given us a game 5. But then again, Ultra Love as well also made a bad decision at the start of the series. So I think maybe just one of those days where he was a little bit slower, not as on point with the decision making. Everyone has good and bad days, and this was a good day for Cure, combined with maybe a slightly off day for Rogue. GG, well played to Cure. Well played, mate.